Okay. If you're new to this channel, I'll just let you know right up front that I'm breaking my standard formula a bit in this video. Normally it just goes like this. I show the coins and I talk about a buying strategy. I try to keep things pretty practical. I've been purchasing since 2008, so in that time I've seen bull runs and I've seen extended bear runs, and I've also noticed that emotion can kind of creep in, and sometimes the coins distract from the buying strategy. A really great bit of business advice is to try to not get so caught up chasing shiny things that you lose sight of what you're trying to accomplish in the first place. And that's also dead on when it comes to stacking precious metals, because this stuff is shiny by nature. And it's very easy to get distracted or even addicted to buying it. I think maybe it's time to do a quick reality check. The first thing I'd say is that day-to-day price fluctuations really don't make a big difference. Price fluctuations create a false sense of urgency, and really the only people who truly benefit from you feeling pressure to buy are the people selling. Now, if you're watching this at the time of posting, this is going to be pretty bad timing because both gold and silver took a big drop in price, and I'm sure most of the channels that I watch are going to be talking about the great deals they got purchasing on the dip. Now, unlike anyone, I still get caught up in price fluctuations. When I saw the price drop, I went out to SD Bullion and JM Bullion to look for this 1/4 ounce gold coin that I was planning to buy anyway. And even though gold price had dropped by $50 or more, the price on this particular coin had only dropped by 10. And in the grand scheme of things, I don't really benefit by saving $10. I might even be adding stress and putting myself in a tight spot by unnecessarily speeding up that purchase schedule. The other thing that I try to remind myself is just like that premium didn't go down the full $12.50 or whatever it was because it's elastic and it doesn't come down the full amount, the value of the dollar that we're using to denominate the ounce of gold is also elastic. And that's a really hard concept to explain, so I'm going to have to save that one for another time. But a simpler way to explain this is to maybe look through the lens of buying gold with digital currency like Bitcoin. Now, I noticed that Bitcoin and gold track along similar lines, so when gold is expensive, the value of my Bitcoin is higher. And when gold is cheap, my Bitcoin is worth less. So by the time I convert the purchase into US dollars, it's effectively the same. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that the value of currencies has as much to do with the value of gold as the gold itself. And if our goal is to get our money out of US dollars and into precious metals, then we shouldn't get too caught up in price. Now, I'm not saying we should ignore the price of gold completely and only think about our gold in terms of how many ounces we have, but there is a little bit of logic in that way of thinking. And the same goes for not getting too caught up in where other people think precious metal prices are going. There are a lot of people forecasting huge spikes in the price of gold and silver. It's not based on a lot of fact. And if we plan against somebody else's made-up estimate of where gold or silver are going, what they're going to be worth down the road, it takes away from our ability to realistically plan for emergencies or retirement or whatever else our goals are. So I think that pretty much covers the topic of FOMO, the fear of missing out. Basically, these price fluctuations or other people's predictions creating a false urgency, making you want to buy right now. The other thing I think that can get in our way and kind of mess with our brains is good old-fashioned gold lust. Epic stories and entire civilizations are built around this idea of gold lust. And I know I'm definitely affected by it. I'll buy one of these 1/4 ounce American Gold Eagles online, and I'm immediately thinking about my next purchase. So the next day I'm looking at what should I be buying next. And by the time the month is out, I might have made 3 purchases that would have been better planned had I just waited and made a single purchase. Now, this is one of those situations where knowing is half the battle, and I personally am getting better at it. So just knowing that I tend to do it, I do it a little bit less. I know I've mentioned this offhandedly in videos because I get a lot of comments where people say the same thing. I'll mention that I had a compulsion to buy these American Silver Eagles for the longest time, and I'll get people in the comments saying, I do the exact same thing. Nobody wants to admit that they're addicted to buying this stuff, but it's a real thing. And the fix, of course, is just to put together a scheduled routine where you know what you're going to buy and you stick to it. And you don't pay so much attention to those day-to-day price fluctuations or what other people are telling you they're doing, especially if they're saying they're planning for it, because there's going to be a huge run up to the moon in price on silver and gold. And then the other thing, of course, is just to know what your goals are. Know why you're buying gold, know why you're buying silver, and keep that in mind all along the way. So I'm buying for 3 big reasons. First of all, I don't want to get caught with my pants down in an economic fallout. If something goes wrong, whether it's widespread or it's just only happening to me, I'd like to have a base of metals that become a golden parachute, give me kind of a safety net. And the second reason is that I'm trying to build something up that's significant enough that I can give it to my kids, and you can call that, I guess, a transfer of wealth. And the third is simple. It's a savings account for me. It's one more way that I can keep something around if I have an unexpected purchase or opportunity. I've got some money to get it. And I've sold gold before, and it's for this exact reason. An opportunity came up and I took it. Now, I like to have a base that I don't want to sell below, but I recently made a purchase and I sold some gold to get a down payment on it. I've done that 3 times, and one of those times was recent. And I know that nobody wants to think about selling their gold, but man, it is a great way to reset your perspective and consider what the best metal is in the event of a sale. So I don't know if that's silver or gold or specific coins, whether you're buying something that's modern bullion or old European gold. It's a little harder to move, but I can tell you, if you put the thought process into buying what's easy to sell, you're going to be glad you did. I think that's going to do it. Now, I appreciate you suffering through this. Again, we're kind of off our normal formula, but it's something that's really been in my brain a lot, and I know a lot of people have been thinking about it as well because I see it come up in the comments over and over, and I think it's an important topic, and maybe even, well, I won't, we'll see if it's a popular topic or not. Just to give you a little bit more perspective and get you in the right headspace, I'm going to leave you with my view as I was putting this all together. Oh, and hey, don't forget to subscribe, and have a good day.